Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Daily English Whisper. My name is Max, and I'm very happy that you are here with me today. Take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and give yourself permission to learn at your own pace. You do not need to rush. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be present. Today, we are going to work on something that many English learners want more than anything else: confidence when speaking. Our lesson is called Easy English Speaking, Slow Shadowing. And that is exactly what we will build together. Not through pressure, not through difficult grammar, not through memorizing hundreds of words, but through simple speaking practice. The kind of practice that fits into real life. Maybe you know this feeling. You understand more English than you can speak. You listen to videos. You read articles. You recognize many words. But when it is time to open your mouth and speak, something happens. Your mind becomes quiet. You start thinking too much. You worry about mistakes. And suddenly a simple sentence feels difficult. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Many learners experience exactly the same thing. Sometimes they believe they need more vocabulary. Sometimes they believe they need better grammar. Sometimes they think confidence will magically arrive one day. But confidence rarely appears before action. Most of the time, confidence grows because of action, because of practice, because of repetition, because of small speaking experiences that slowly become larger ones. That is why shadowing can be so powerful. It allows you to speak without the pressure of creating every sentence yourself. You listen, you repeat, you follow, and little by little, your mouth becomes more comfortable with English. Today, I want you to remember one simple idea. Confident speakers are not people who never make mistakes. Confident speakers are people who continue speaking even when mistakes happen. That is a very important difference, because mistakes are normal. Mistakes are expected. Mistakes are part of the journey, and every sentence you speak today is helping you move forward. So, let's begin, slowly, calmly, one sentence at a time. Let me ask you a question. What makes speaking feel difficult? Many learners think the answer is vocabulary. Others think it is grammar. But often the real challenge is hesitation, the space between knowing and speaking. You know the words, but you are not used to saying them. That is where shadowing can help. Shadowing is one of the simplest speaking techniques. You listen carefully. Then you repeat. You copy the rhythm. You copy the pronunciation. You copy the flow of natural English. And because you are repeating instead of creating, your brain can focus on speaking, not worrying, not analyzing, just speaking. Let's practice together. Listen carefully. Then repeat. I feel more confident every time I practice. Repeat. I feel more confident every time I practice. Excellent. Now another one. Speaking slowly helps me think clearly. Repeat. Speaking slowly helps me think clearly. Very good. One more. I do not need perfect English to communicate. Repeat. I do not need perfect English to communicate. Wonderful. Notice something. These are simple sentences, but they express real ideas, ideas that can help you become a stronger speaker. Let's continue. Imagine you are walking through a quiet neighborhood. You notice a small bookstore you have never seen before. Listen. I wonder how long that bookstore has been there. Repeat. I wonder how long that bookstore has been there. Excellent. Now another. The street feels peaceful this afternoon. Repeat. The street feels peaceful this afternoon. Very good. And one more. I enjoy discovering new places in my city. Repeat. I enjoy discovering new places in my city. Wonderful. Maybe you understood every word. Maybe you did not. That is okay. The goal today is not perfect understanding. The goal is speaking. Every sentence you repeat helps your mouth become more comfortable. Every sentence reduces hesitation. Every sentence builds familiarity. And familiarity becomes confidence. Little by little, day by day. Now, let's talk about the main question. How can you become a more confident English speaker in everyday life? Maybe you have said things like these before. I know the answer, but I freeze. I'm afraid of saying something wrong. I need more practice. I don't have anyone to speak with. These are common concerns, and they are completely understandable, but here is some good news. You do not need perfect conditions to improve your speaking. You do not need a room full of native speakers. You do not need expensive lessons every day. And you do not need endless free time. What you need is regular opportunities to use English. Small opportunities, simple opportunities, real opportunities. That is what we are going to explore together. Today we will look at several practical speaking habits that can fit naturally into your daily routine. Habits that help you use English instead of only studying English. Because speaking is a skill, and skills improve through use. Imagine you are carrying groceries home. You quietly describe what you bought. Imagine you are waiting for an appointment. You describe the people around you. Imagine you are organizing old travel souvenirs. You tell yourself the story behind each one. These moments may seem small, but they are powerful because every moment becomes speaking practice. And the more often you practice, the less intimidating English feels. Before we continue, I have a small favor to ask. If this lesson is helping you feel more relaxed about speaking, please give the video a like and stay with me until the end. Some of the most useful confidence-building habits are still ahead of us. For now, remember this. You do not become confident and then start speaking. You start speaking and then become confident. One sentence, one practice session, one day at a time. And today, you have already begun. Now, let's begin with the first speaking habit. Way number 1 is speak about what is happening right now. Many learners try to speak about difficult topics, politics, economics, complex opinions, and then they become frustrated. But confidence often begins with simple observations, things you can see, things you can hear, things you can experience in the present moment. Imagine you are sitting near a window. The sky is changing colors as the afternoon passes. You quietly say, "The clouds are moving slowly today." Repeat, "The clouds are moving slowly today." Excellent. Perhaps you hear someone laughing outside. You say, "Someone sounds very happy today." Repeat, "Someone sounds very happy today." Very good. Maybe you are sitting in a cafe. You notice a person reading a newspaper. You say, "That person seems completely focused." Repeat, "That person seems completely focused." Wonderful. The beauty of this habit is that you never run out of topics. The present moment is always around you. There is always something to describe, something to notice, something to talk about. And because these observations are real, your speaking feels more natural. You are not inventing ideas. You are simply describing life. Now let's continue with another powerful habit. Way number 2 is speak in short sentences first. Many learners believe fluency means speaking in long paragraphs. But long paragraphs begin with short sentences. Confident speakers build one idea at a time. Imagine you visit a new neighborhood. Instead of trying to describe everything at once, you begin simply. This area feels different. Repeat. This area feels different. Excellent. Then you add another thought. The buildings are older than I expected. Repeat. The buildings are older than I expected. Very good. Then another. I would like to explore more of this area. Repeat. I would like to explore more of this area. Wonderful. 3 simple sentences. 3 clear ideas. Together, they create natural speech. Speaking becomes easier when you stop trying to sound impressive. Instead, focus on being clear. Clarity creates confidence. And confidence helps fluency grow. Remember this: short sentences are not weak. Short sentences are powerful. They are easy to understand, easy to remember, and easy to use. That is why they are such a valuable tool for everyday speaking. Now, let's continue with another useful speaking habit. Way number 3 is talk about your experiences. Every person has stories. Every person has memories. Every person has experiences worth sharing. And the best part is that these experiences belong to you. You already know them. You only need the English words. Imagine someone asks about your weekend. You could say, I spent part of the weekend organizing old photographs. Repeat. I spent part of the weekend organizing old photographs. Excellent. Then continue. I found pictures from a trip I took years ago. Repeat. I found pictures from a trip I took years ago. Very good. Or perhaps, the photos brought back many memories. Repeat. The photos brought back many memories. Wonderful. Notice how natural this feels. You are not discussing abstract topics. You are sharing something real, something personal, something meaningful. People connect through stories, and stories create conversation. Now let's explore another habit. Way number 4 is practice speaking with curiosity. Curiosity can transform your speaking. Instead of focusing on your mistakes, focus on discovering something new. Imagine you visit a small museum. You notice an unusual object. You say, I've never seen anything like that before. Repeat. I've never seen anything like that before. Excellent. Then you continue. I wonder how it was used. Repeat. I wonder how it was used. Very good. Or maybe you are walking through a botanical garden. You notice a strange plant. You say, I wonder where this plant comes from. Repeat. I wonder where this plant comes from. Wonderful. Curiosity creates questions. Questions create language. Language creates confidence. The more curious you become, the easier speaking feels, because you stop focusing on performance. You start focusing on exploration, and exploration is much more enjoyable. That enjoyment keeps you practicing, and practice creates improvement. Now let's continue with another powerful habit. Way number 5 is respond to the world around you. Many people think speaking practice requires a conversation partner, but there are opportunities everywhere. The world is constantly giving you things to react to. Imagine you are reading a sign in a store. You quietly say, that's a useful idea. Repeat, that's a useful idea. Excellent. Perhaps you see a street performer doing something impressive. You say, that takes a lot of skill. Repeat, that takes a lot of skill. Very good. Maybe you watch someone carrying a large stack of books. You say, that looks difficult to carry. Repeat, that looks difficult to carry. Wonderful. These reactions may seem small, but they train an important skill. They train spontaneous speaking, the ability to express thoughts in the moment, and that ability grows stronger every time you use it. You do not need perfect grammar. You do not need perfect pronunciation. You only need the courage to respond. One thought at a time, one observation at a time, one sentence at a time. Before we continue, I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment and tell me which speaking habit feels most useful so far. Do you enjoy describing the present moment? Do you like sharing personal experiences? Or perhaps responding to the world around you feels more natural? Share your answer below. And stay with me until the end. The final habit may completely change the way you think about speaking English. For now, remember this. Every sentence you speak is evidence of progress. Every practice session makes speaking feel a little easier. And every day you continue is another step toward becoming the confident English speaker you want to be. Now let's discover the final speaking habit. Way number 6 is make English part of your inner voice. This is one of the most powerful habits for building everyday confidence. Many learners only use English during study time. They open a lesson, they practice, then they return to their native language for the rest of the day. But confident speakers often do something different. They invite English into ordinary thoughts, small thoughts, simple thoughts, daily thoughts. Imagine you are deciding what to do after work. Instead of thinking in your native language, you quietly say, "I think I'll go for a walk before dinner." Repeat, "I think I'll go for a walk before dinner." Excellent. Maybe you are choosing a book from a shelf. You say, "I'm not sure which one I want to read." Repeat, "I'm not sure which one I want to read." Very good. Or perhaps you are standing in line somewhere. You think, "This line is moving faster than I expected." Repeat, "This line is moving faster than I expected." Wonderful. These thoughts are simple, but they are real. And because they happen every day, they create endless speaking opportunities. The goal is not to translate every thought. The goal is to gently invite English into your daily life, little by little. A few thoughts today, a few more tomorrow. Over time, English begins to feel more natural, more familiar, more comfortable. Now let's make this habit even easier with a few small daily actions. One simple action is choosing a moment that always happens. Perhaps making coffee, perhaps brushing your teeth, perhaps preparing your bag. Whenever that moment arrives, say one sentence in English. Just one. That is enough. Consistency matters more than quantity. Another small habit is describing your plans before you leave home. Listen, today I want to stay focused and productive. Repeat, today I want to stay focused and productive. Excellent. Or perhaps, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens today. Repeat, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens today. Very good. These simple thoughts prepare both your mind and your English for the day ahead. Let's continue building everyday confidence through a few more small habits. Because confidence rarely arrives all at once. It grows quietly. One sentence at a time, one successful moment at a time. Another useful habit is talking about things you enjoy. Many learners spend too much time practicing topics they do not care about. As a result, speaking feels like work. But when you talk about things that genuinely interest you, speaking becomes easier. Maybe you enjoy photography. Maybe you enjoy cooking. Maybe you enjoy cycling. Maybe you enjoy collecting books. Whatever your interest is, use it. Imagine someone asks, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" Repeat, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" Excellent. You answer, "I enjoy exploring places I've never visited before." Repeat, "I enjoy exploring places I've never visited before." Very good. Or perhaps, "I like learning about different cultures." Repeat, "I like learning about different cultures." Wonderful. Notice how much easier speaking feels when the topic matters to you. Another powerful habit is celebrating small victories. Many learners focus only on mistakes. They remember the word they forgot, the sentence they mispronounced, the grammar mistake they made, but they forget to notice what went well. Imagine you successfully describe something in English. Maybe it was only 2 sentences. Maybe it was 1 sentence. That still counts. You can tell yourself, "I communicated successfully today." Repeat, "I communicated successfully today." Excellent. Or, "I'm becoming more comfortable speaking English." Repeat, "I'm becoming more comfortable speaking English." Very good. Positive reinforcement matters. When you notice progress, you become more motivated to continue, and motivation helps create consistency. There is one more habit I want to share. Allow yourself to pause. Many learners think they must answer immediately, but pauses are normal. Pauses happen in every language. Listen. Let me think about that for a moment. Repeat. Let me think about that for a moment. Excellent. Or, that's an interesting question. Repeat. That's an interesting question. Wonderful. These simple phrases give you time, and time reduces pressure. When pressure decreases, confidence increases. As we come to the end of today's lesson, let's remember the most important message. Speaking confidence is not something you find. It is something you build. Today we explored several habits that can help you build it. We learned to speak about the present moment. We learned to use short sentences. We learned to share personal experiences. We learned to speak with curiosity. We learned to respond to the world around us. And finally, we learned to make English part of our inner voice. All of these habits point toward one simple truth. Here is today's secret sentence. Confidence grows every time you speak. Repeat. Confidence grows every time you speak. One more time. Confidence grows every time you speak. Excellent. Think about tomorrow. Perhaps you describe the weather. Perhaps you comment on something you see. Perhaps you share a short story. Perhaps you ask yourself a question in English. None of these actions need to be perfect. They simply need to happen. Because every sentence is practice. Every sentence is progress. Every sentence is proof that you are moving forward. Imagine replacing just a few moments of silence with English while preparing breakfast, while walking to your destination, while organizing your workspace, while looking out a window. Those moments add up, they become hours, the hours become habits, and the habits become fluency. Remember this, you do not need a perfect accent to communicate. You do not need perfect grammar to connect with people. You do not need perfect English to start speaking. You only need willingness. Willingness to try. Willingness to continue. Willingness to make mistakes and keep going. Because the confident English speaker you want to become is not a completely different person. It is simply you, practicing consistently, day after day, sentence after sentence. Thank you for spending this time with me. If today's lesson helped you feel more confident, please subscribe and continue learning with Daily English Whisper. There are many more listening, speaking, shadowing, and conversation lessons waiting for you. And before we say goodbye, I want you to remember one thing. I am proud of your effort. Every sentence you repeated today was an investment in your future. A future where English feels natural, comfortable, and part of your everyday life. My name is Max. Thank you for joining me here on Daily English Whisper. Take care of yourself. Keep speaking. Keep practicing. Keep believing in your progress.